Okay, so chances are by the time you notice that I've gone live, it would be 4 hours, 6 hours from now, because most of you are either at work, school, or in a different time zone. But I just wanted to come on here because this is my first official live of 2024 in a very long time. I remember when live used to be for everybody before they took it away and made it so that you could only go live if you have X amount of people subscribing to you. So I told myself that I want to go live whether or not the people whom are my subscribers actually are able to see it in real time. But I just want to get back into the habit of creating, especially on this platform um, that I've been on for so long, but for whatever reason, things haven't taken off for me or haven't gotten close to taking off until recently. So I just wanted to first thank you all to everyone who subscribes to my channels, everyone that's been showing love to my hair videos, my makeup videos, to just me in general, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of mental energy to get up and decide that you're going to go live and hopefully somebody sees it. It takes a lot of energy to put together content and hope and pray that people are interested in what you are doing. So for me, let me just really circle back a little bit and reintroduce myself. So, my name is Manji. I respond to Manji or Manji. Manji is the proper way to pronounce my name. But for whatever reason, people always revert to Manje, and I don't like that. Manje means eat in French, and my name is far from from French. And so for my comfort level, I like to give people the option to call me how I would be okay. So Manji is the proper way, but Manji is also an okay way to pronounce my name. Looked like we had one person in here, but you left. Oh, okay. All right. So okay, my other followers and subscribers will see this video. But yeah, I really just wanted to get that, you know, what was I saying? This is hard. I mean, I've gone live on Instagram, I've gone live on TikTok, and it's been very interesting. But going live on YouTube and not having zero audience, you're asking for content suicide. But I really just wanted to talk to my subscribers wherever you are in the world and just kind of give you an update. This is not how I imagined my first live to be, but I wanted to at least give you guys the courtesy of being able to see me in real time, see me not pre-recorded, not edited, and just kind of get you guys accustomed to seeing me more. I decided to take an unplanned break from creating content. What Let me not say creating content, because I had a lot of content created for you already. From posting content, I kind of took a break. um I guess I got into my own head and got into the imposter syndrome, feeling like yes, I'm growing, but are people really caring enough about what I have to share? And I also wasn't feeling good, feeling well mentally. So, ironically, in the month of mental health, with us having only 3 days left in May to really focus on mental health, surprisingly, I found myself drowning. I wouldn't say drowning, that's a little dramatic. I saw myself lingering in a semi-depressive state. Not um, severe, but kind of like just straddling the fence of, like, you know, losing interest in things that you losing interest in things that I would normally have interest in. And one of those things were, like, you know, posting on social media. I owe you guys not one, but two vlogs. Hi, who's in here? You know, YouTube doesn't tell me who's in my live at all. So I'm unable to see who's here. So if you're stopping by, say hello. And they're gone. I think what's happening right now is that YouTube is just notifying subscribers who are in the area. And when I mean subscribers, users that are probably following subscriber, follow, probably following YouTubers like myself, and they just happen to toggle over my page. But welcome to all that just happened to fall onto my page. But yeah, so I just decided to take, you know, an unplanned mental health break. Just really give myself some time to breathe, to not feel like, okay, I have to post this content at this time on this day. And it can be very it can be a big toll um on you, you know, when you spend so much time and effort creating and editing, and, you know, you don't get the result, you don't get the viral moment. While my sacred video did really well, it didn't, you know, hit the numbers that other content creators hit. And of course, there's a saying that you don't want to compare yourself to um, other content creators and other people in general. But sometimes I have to admit, it does stink, you know. It stinks a lot, like, you know, when you put your heart and soul into something. And I've been on this platform for years. I've been on it from the very beginning, from like 2009, you know. And even before I knew what YouTube was, I remember there was a time where it used to be fun. It really used to be fun, you know. It used to be a place where I can come here and not feel like I'm being judged. I used to post dance videos that weren't, you know, choreographed, that weren't curated, that didn't have the best camera lighting, that didn't have like a plot or whatever. And that used to generate views. I was having fun. I was in high school. I was trying to figure out who I am and what my interest was. And at that time, dance was really like my everything. A big part of me still misses it. A big part of me wants to dive back into it. But a big part of me also has bills to pay. So there's a little bit of resentment there that I haven't been able to actually dive into, you know, the arts as much. But then I also needed to take a step back. You know, I needed to step away from what I had going on and just really live life. And I think prior to, you know, me moving, I always felt like if I step away for just a little bit, then the progress that I have made would put me back 10 steps. Me stopping that progress would put me back 10 steps to, you know, where I was before, or even worse, you know. So that's always a fear. And the algorithms now, because they want to make money from, like, you know, advertising and corporations that rely on, you know, click per rate and all that fancy smanchy analytics jargon to make their money, it almost feels like, and I I'm still getting hip to the words that you can't use on social media, but I'm still getting used to um, the fact that, you know, if I don't post consistently within a month, that I'm going to have to find a way to crawl back out and into the algorithm, you know? And sometimes, like, sometimes I don't want to deal with that, you know? Most times I don't want to deal with that because I genuinely like creating content from the heart. I like creating content that I am passionate about, and I like creating content that I feel like other people may enjoy. And realistically speaking, when it became a money grab, it wasn't fun anymore. When it became a money grab and I still wasn't making money off of it, it just wasn't fun anymore. And that is not to say that I am going to be taking more of these hiatuses, because I think I took a great hiatus last year. I definitely did. I spoke about that in my makeup video for Valentine's Day. I took a ginormous hiatus from everything. I deleted all of my content creation subscription services. I did a lot. You know, I shut down my websites. Currently, my website is shut down. I'm going to have it back up and running, but I have no desire to constantly deplete my resources in a space where I feel like I am not getting a return on my investment. And that is not to say that content creation for me is a cash grab. Well, hello. I see two people in the live. I'm not able to see who my viewers are, so if you can leave a comment, if you can say something back to me so that I know that I'm not talking to myself, that would be a great help to me. But yeah, so, you know, occasionally I do find myself stepping back and reevaluating what it is that I need to do differently to reach people, and is the goal even the same anymore? Like, sometimes I just want to create. Sometimes I just want to be I just want to be creative, and I guess there's another part of me that's jaded that feel like there is this unspoken rule that people have in their minds, that creatives are not supposed to get paid for their art. Like, you know, everybody believes that a doctor is to be compensated fairly. Everybody believes that a lawyer is to be compensated fairly. Everybody believes that an engineer is to be compensated fairly. Heck, everybody believes that a person in service should be compensated, you know, fairly. But the minute it's someone who's deciding to not um, strictly um, depend on the status quo, it all of a sudden it becomes a problem. All of a sudden, oh, go get a real job. And I have a real job, and I love my real job. And I guess for me, I've had to stop even speaking about what I do for a living as something that, in a way that is not fulfilling, because um, to a great degree, like, what I do for work is very fulfilling for me. You know, being able to connect with people from different parts of the world, day in, day out, is always going to be fulfilling for me. I think when I'm not able to translate that same effect online that I'm able to um, in person, I think maybe that's where my struggles and my insecurities come from with that. But with that being said, um, I finished my first year of grad school. I finished with a 4.0. I haven't seen a 4.0 on any of my grade sheets in a very long time. So for me to be able to do it and still be traveling and still working full time, this one I give to myself 100%. And I also give, I can't, let me recant that. I give this to myself um, a good maybe um, 15% myself, and then the rest was God, because I really thought that I was going to crumble in this semester. And I thought I was going to crumble in life, just, I have rent to pay. I have New York City rent to pay. And, having to sacrifice some days from work to, get my schoolwork done, and not know where you stand. Like I was on vacation. I went to vacation in Sierra Leone, and I received a very, 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 very frightening email from my professor. And I mean frightening because I was one of those kids that you would consider to be a grade grubber, like, especially for the arts, like the maths and sciences. I was happy to get a B, okay, um, with math and science. But even with that, like, if I was trending to be a C student for that semester, like, I felt like a failure in that moment, because I knew for me, like, my sweet spot with math and science has always been like a B, okay? And oh damn, it's running into other things. If I found myself doing anything less than um, what I believe to be achievable for me in a specific field, it bothered me. So like when my professor sent me an email stating that he did not like how I did one of the assignments and I scored poorly on it, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong here? Like I'm reading the material, or trying to absorb all this material, and I'm trying to, keep a roof over my head while still managing a work-life balance, and then I'm away on vacation, and I received that very frightening email the same day. So for me to then be able to come back from vacation and basically handle my business, like, it was only by the grace of God, number one, but also like it made me feel really fulfilled in that moment. And then it quickly died down because I came back and I was just like, I didn't have the same energy. I didn't keep the same energy with my content creation. And I'm like, how did this happen? I'm over there telling myself, how in the world did this happen? You know, how could it that I went from being so motivated to unmotivated to post, to really interact? Like, I tried my best to really keep my content afloat when I came back from vacation, but then I lost interest. I lost interest really fast, and then that's when I knew. I was like, okay, you know what, man, you could just be slipping. You could just very well be slipping into, one of those depressive modes, and you you recognize and you understand that you cannot stay in that position for too long, because when you do, it's very difficult for you to come out. So if you guys are new to my channel, I have been battling depression for years, for a good 7 years, diagnosed and aware and working through it. And then I don't even know for how long, Um, do I dwell in it? Do I live in that space? No. Most people that will meet me um, would never really get that impression in the first place. Um, but depression and mental health and mental illness doesn't have a look, you know. And sometimes I don't even like using the word mental illness, because um, I feel like people who actually um, are capable of doing really horrible things, they kind of lean into mental health as a scapegoat for their bad behavior. And I'm not one of those people. But I also don't feel like I operate from a place of victimhood, because I'm actively working on my mental health, even when things are going well, because I feel like it is my responsibility to take care of me mentally, in the same capacity that it is my responsibility now to take care of myself financially. So, like, if you are one of those people that health is your wealth doesn't just extend and stop at, physical health or financial health. And even that, I'm working my hardest to tackle that, to really and truly have a better relationship with money. That is like that's my tunnel vision right now. Like, that's all that I am looking at. Is that saying that I'm making money the center of my being? No, because I have family, I have friends, I have a job, I have myself. I like me time. So, but I know very well where I want to be financially within the next um, year or so. I don't want to find myself, you know, um, in the same position that I am right now. And I'm doing okay. Like, I'm taken care of. I have food, I have a roof over my head, but I want more for myself. If you're catching my drift, like, I want to be able to comfortably say that I have money stashed away for not just one rainy day, but multiple rainy days. I want to be able to say that to myself now, because your finances are my finances is nobody's business. But since we're having a life update and a chit chat here, and this is kind of like a diary for me today, since nobody's really sticking around, like, I want to be able to know that financially, if I want to make a move tomorrow, I can do that. And whether that is a business move, a physical move, a relationship move, any type of move tomorrow, I want to be able to confidently spend without feeling like, okay, well, you know what? Here's what I got to do first. I got to make sure that X, Y, and Z is paid before I decide to enjoy life, And you should have good priorities. I do have a good handle on prioritizing certain things. I also have a good handle on budgeting, but I don't have a good handle on saving. And with me just recognizing that, I know that I'm on the right path. as far as like accomplishing that goal that I just mentioned. But at the same capacity, I don't want to keep on having these moments where like I save for a little bit and then I go back into it. I want to be able to be fully disciplined with my money. You know, it's Wednesday. Wednesdays are my days off. If you're wondering why I'm choosing to um, go live on a Wednesday, and since I'm going to go see my family in a few, I didn't want to wait until the late evening hours. I'll probably reserve that for times where I'm not going to go see my family. Just so that I can meet people halfway. I did put up a poll recently as far as like when the best time is to go live. But since I don't really have a strong relationship with my subscribers yet, and I hate to say like that, but because I don't know who you guys are and you don't know who I am, you just know and like what I post. I just didn't want to keep on waiting and, you know, hoping that, you know, it's going to be the right time to go live. So if you do happen to come across this video, because I'm going to keep it up, I'm not afraid of like bearing my face. I know it looks crazy right now because I'm doing the underpainting makeup method for men who are showing up, or for women who are showing up. Like, this is the underpainting method. You basically do your highlight and contouring on one base, so there's not a foundation first and then concealer, highlight, and contour. You put your concealer, your highlight, your contour, and then your foundation all at once. Instead of layering it, you place it and then you blend it together, and that's how you get that nice effortless base. Ooh, I'm slurring my words today. Sometimes when I do talk fast, and this is something that I've been working on, it is very common for me to slur my words. Not that I stutter, but just because I have so much happening here and I want to get it out, the words just come out really fast, and sometimes I'm not mindful of how fast they come out, so it may come off like I'm slurring my words. And that's okay. That just means that, you know, I'm a thinker, I'm a processor, and my brain is always on go. So I will never be ashamed or afraid to admit that, because if your brain isn't always on go, then what's happening here? I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up this live, finish up this makeup, because I want to make sure that I get home, my other home, and beat the traffic. But since it's my day off, in the summertime, I like to feel special, okay? Because I don't travel during the summertime. I rarely travel during the summertime because of the type of job that I do. You know, so it's just more, it's easier to, oh, I'm getting this blush all over. It's easier to travel during the winter time when you work for the airlines than in the summertime or during off seasons, you know, like when kids are in school more. You know, I never travel when my customers will be traveling, for the most part. I try to look for seasons that are low when it comes to traveling, so that I can also enjoy the benefits of my job and just, you know, life. So and do my best when I can to travel, and travel smart. That's the most important part of um of traveling for me. Now that it is part of my lifestyle, I do make it a point to um I messed up a little bit. To prioritize travel, but also um travel on a budget. Travel knowing that my bills are paid, and I'm not foregoing bills for travel. I think that's irresponsible. And luckily, that's not the type of relationship that I have with money, where like I forego my responsibilities to travel. I always make sure that my responsibilities are taken care of before I head on out, because I just think it's better planning. Um, it, it's being an adult. It's part of being an adult. Like I've had so many opportunities um, to go places that would still be very cheap for me ticket wise, but very expensive if I were to, stay past 2 3 days, like where the stays are like expensive per night. And I didn't go. Similarly, when I was working in luxury retail, I had opportunities to actually go ahead and you know afford that expensive stiletto, because I'm a shoe girl, um, or afford that expensive bag, but I didn't, because it just, to me, I couldn't afford to buy it twice. And what Jay-Z said, although he's kind of being he's under the microscope right now because of the whole Diddy situation. Birds of a feather flock together, allegedly, because um, I'm not gonna say too much about that, but there was something that he said: if you can't um, buy it twice, then you can't afford it. Something like that. If he didn't say it, somebody said it, and it's true. Um, I can afford to buy 3 of the same Shein bags, or 3 of the same Shein dresses and Shein um, shoes, because it's well within my budget for like the lifestyle that I have. Anything outside of that will be me, really going out of my way to treat myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I've always preached that, like, that it is okay to like nice things. It is okay to buy yourself nice things, have nice experiences, but it's also okay to wait a while until you you can truly afford it, and you're not skipping meals. Like, I have food in my fridge. Okay? And to me, I would feel like an idiot if I didn't have food in my fridge and I had um, luxury items, or I had just purchased, a luxury item. Because there's nothing wrong with having it. It's just a matter of prioritizing when is the right time to actually go out and get these things. Just like everything in life, you have to prioritize. Okay, so kind of happy that this is all coming together, because to be honest, um, doing makeup on live versus just doing it in your mirror and focusing 100% on your mirror is very, very difficult. It's very difficult, especially with the underpainting method. Just want to add some more blush. Blush is my favorite makeup item. If you can see, I've put this on 3 times, not because it didn't show, but because I'm gonna go for like a very neutral look. I still want the blush to like look flushed, and that's what the liquid just does for me. Yeah. So I like to treat my days off in the summertime like holidays, okay? Like, I make it a point to get dolled up, look good. It's just, to me, especially when, you know, rent is due, because I don't want to look like what I've been through. I don't want to look like, you know, I just got paid and Uncle Sam got paid and everybody got paid and the light bill got paid. So it's very important that I make my days off special for me. But that's pretty much it with the life update. Why I haven't been creating as much. Usually people wait till like they have a crazy amount of followers to just disappear and come back and expect that people are still going to be interested in what you know, they have going on. But for me, I am going to make it my business to be as open as possible with my subscribers and followers as many times I need to when I do take a break and come back, because it's not easy to do this. And you know, for you to be profitable, eventually you have to be consistent and all that stuff. But I'm not afraid to say that I have a real life, and it gets going online and offline. So it becomes, you know, life becomes real when you turn off the camera. So I would never shy away from taking more of these breaks. I think I've kind of graduated from being afraid to do that. So before I close out this video, because now we're pushing 40 minutes, I just wanted to show you guys how the new MAC Studio Fix Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF Formula foundation works on my skin. I have used their other new formula, the Studio Radiance. It's serum powered foundation. Both of them have serums in it. I believe the new formulas in most of these foundations, I also pull up my Laura Mercier, have a hint of hyaluronic acid and other skin friendly serums, which I'm very excited about, because one of the main reasons why I stepped away from MAC foundation was because I have acne prone skin, I have oily combination skin, and I just felt like compared to the other foundations that were out at the time, MAC was just very heavy and full coverage, great for makeup and photo shoots, but not so much for you know, everyday usage. So as you can see with the underpainting, I'm just gonna go ahead and place. This method, you really just have to trust the process. I know it looks like I have a full face of makeup on, a full face of foundation on already, but I really don't, because if you actually go closer to the camera, you'll see that there are parts that are uncovered. And honestly, I like this method because you use less foundation. You do. Versus if you did a full face. I mean, I've gotten to the point where when I do my makeup, I've gotten really good at doing a full face without overusing my foundation, and pretty good at it now. But I promise you, when you do it this way, it's easier to take off. And I know it looks like nothing is highlighted, nothing is contoured, but I promise you The power of translucent powder and you trust in the process will always be will always be 10 10 10 across the board. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this up with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I just like how this just works. I've been using this for as long as I got into highlighting and contouring, and she just does it. As you can see, I'm bringing it back. Excuse the background noise. There's a hospital, a precinct, and a fire department by my house. So oftentimes you're gonna hear like an ambulance, a police car, both fire truck. You're gonna hear something of that nature if and when I go live. Okay, let me just go ahead and but yeah, so thank you to my 357 subscribers. You guys don't even know how that means so much to me, that I know that 357 people from time to time in real time tune into what I put out there. Now, I think YouTube is a different giant than Instagram and TikTok, because if you can get people to sit for 45 minutes to an hour and watch what you put out there, because I look at my watch time hours and it's looking pretty good, and I think that's part of the reason why I kind of felt disappointed in myself when I stopped posting, because the content was reaching people. I'm gonna be using my Patrick Ta for the face, and she's baked, so it's a cream and powder blush combo, but I've just been using their powder blush because I think it really complements my Selena Gomez Rare Beauty, and I'm just like going to move that up. So I always like to pat down any type of powder before putting it on my face. Same thing with foundation. Concealer, I want it to stay in place. With foundation and blush, you have to kind of be a little bit more strategic with it, because you don't want it to be too much if that's not your goal. Yay! Okay, you guys, we've made it to 46 minutes. Shout out to the person that blessed me with that like, okay, because the more people like and interact with me, the better. And yes, I'm shooting myself in the foot, no pun intended, by posting or going live around this time. But I just needed to get it out of my system, okay? And hopefully you guys respond well to this video enough to actually fill out that poll for me so that I know when to go live, because I would like to do this at least once a week, like once every Wednesday, if I can commit to that. or once every Thursday, because those are my days off. But I need to know that people are going to show up for me. And since I'm showing up for you all, even when y'all are not at your phones right now, I think it would be lovely to see you do the same for me. And I trust that you will. I trust that people are going to stop by and show some love. You know? Oh, yeah. That will basically conclude my live. I am going to. Oh, I forgot I had this here. So this is a NYX um, lip pencil, and I didn't even realize that I had this here. Ah, I am bad at drawing lines. Okay, so with lip liner, I always mess up. All right, y'all. So I am going to wrap it up. I do have to get going. I do have to finish up, and it takes much longer to do this lips to do these lips online than I do offline. But thank you so much for reaching out to me. Those of you who did, thank you. And thank you so much for those of you who are going to watch this live afterwards, who are going to show love, and who are going to fill out that poll. And thank you so much to YouTube for allowing me to finally go live. All right, so thank you guys so much. Bye. I know I look crazy right now, but I promise you it'll look good later on. If you know, you know.